It's a baby. It's a baby.
So this is going to be my early burn test of this surprise gunpowder. I just got done pucking up the 100 grams, and once again, this is what's, kind of spilled over a little bit. Some of the thin pieces that, managed to wedge themselves between the pucking die and the piston. And I'm doing this just to see what an early indication of what this gunpowder is going to burn like. And it's still a little damp. I won't say it's wet and it's not completely dry. It would just be damp. So let's see what it does. Seemed to go up about as quick as everything else. Let me get you a close-up of the block. Well, if that's any indication, it looks like it's going to be a clean burning gunpowder. Again, the KN03 is very minute. Rub it with my finger. It's pretty clean, but let's just do the new test. Wet it, rub it. Yeah, like anything else, wet charcoal is going to be dark. But what are the patches going to look like? It's pretty clean, guys. Pretty clean. Okay, 30 grains. Now that it's been pucked, corned, and sized, once again my gunpowder is a really good blend of 2, 3, and the fines, which would typically be 4F. So this is not just a straight, 3F or a straight 2F. It's actually a blend of all three sizes. That went up sufficiently fast enough. I don't know if you guys can see the top of the block right now, but let me get you a close-up of it. Smoke is still swirling around. It's a bit breezy outside right now, but get your close-up of the block. I would say it's definitely a lot cleaner than that Choya. Again, the KN03 is absolutely minimal. There's the finger. It's really clean. But let me lick it, because I guarantee you, it being charcoal, it's going to be a little bit different. Not as bad as that Choya, is it? But hey, you guys make up your own mind. Let's get out and try to get some numbers and see whether this carbon source will make a good gunpowder. It's 10 minutes to 7. This is the third trip out here, even starting up the car and moving the car. That bucket, well, as you can see, I'm talking right now, and he's just doing his thing. Car's running. It's a cold morning. And he's just feeding. He could care less at this point. Like I said, these deer are getting very, very friendly here. Well, you guys saw the first shot, 1837. That's pretty good. Let me see if I can find the patch. Well, I found the patch. It's shredded. But I would dare say, for the first shot, it's pretty clean. I'll get reloaded and give you another number, and just so that you'll know, with this gunpowder, 80 grains by weight is taking up 90 grains by volume. And I do this just simply because I'm trying to compare it to Swiss. I already know for a fact that 80 grains of volume of Swiss put into my RCBS scale actually weighs about 88 grains. So I'll get reloaded and continue on. $17.54. That's quite a bit of decrease in velocity from the first shot to the second shot. I'm going to go mark it off, see if I can find the patch, and continue on. Couldn't find that patch, but I have found a few other patches that I've not been able to pick up in the past on the ground. And I think what's happening is on past few days it's been real windy, and I think the missing patches are landing on top of the roof, and I suspect that's where that other one has gone to, unless I pick it up a little bit later. But as of right now, I'm only really concerned about what that last patch looks like. And I am using the same gunpowder to charge the flash pan. Well, I can't get you any more numbers. The patch hit the face of the chronograph. It's over with. I'll see if I can find it. Yeah, it's right there. There's the patch. It's really no dirtier than anything else. I guess what I'll do now is just take a couple more shots and see with this particular gunpowder if I can get a good group with it. So far, it's looking pretty good. Patch hit right there. Yeah. Oh well. Well, as you guys can see, I got a pretty good group going on. Get loaded up, take one more shot. Well, I haven't found that patch yet. I'm surmising it's on top of the roof. So I'm going to get one more shot. Really, at this point, I'm just trying to see how it groups. Once I get this shot down range, I'll pack everything up and we'll have a short parlay in my shop. All right, I'll see you in the shop with the target. Well, I did find that patch. It was actually beyond my awning, the cover there. It's still damp, but judge for yourselves. It's my opinion. It's pretty clean compared to what? I don't know. Every other homemade gunpowder that I've made. But I'll show you the target in the shop. Well, before I actually walk over there, let me just show you lock. That's 5 shots. I didn't have to wipe the frizzen face down whatsoever. And for 5 shots, you know, once again, make up your mind. Is this excessively dirty for you, or is this pretty much on par for a homemade black powder, not only in the barrel, but also in the lock? I'd say it's pretty clean compared to some of the factory gunpowders that I've shot. So before I tell you precisely what this charcoal is, let me just give you something that I did not record, because with what I used, there is no specific gravity for this available. So once I weighed out 15 grams, I put it in one of those clear jars. You can go back on this channel. You can see I've done this multiple times, and I've got a good baseline established. So I did not need to do this with this particular item. And looking at it in the clear jar, it's like, ooh, this is pretty heavy for what it actually is. So I got out my jar and my Osage orange, because we know what Osage orange is, 0.83. And this was just a hair above the Osage orange. So then I got my maple, which we know is a 0.63, and it was above what I was using as a charcoal. So I'm guessing that it's somewhere between 70 or 0.70, 0.75, because it was a little higher than the Osage orange, but it was lower than the Hard Rock maple. Now, I was pretty impressed with the first shot at 1837. The second shot's about average now, about what most of my homemade gunpowder has been running through the chronograph, which is now dead. There's the target. You saw part of it, but you didn't see the fifth shot, which went right here. So just based on the target alone, I would say that it's a pretty stabilized gunpowder, because otherwise I would have expected it to be all over the plate, but that's a pretty consistent group. So, what is it? Pistachio shell. That's exactly what this was. Pistachio shell. I did not bother. The pistachio shell that we got was lightly salted. I did not bother to wash off any of the salt. And I only used enough to get me what I would guess would give me enough to weigh out 15 grams. But I did put it in a bag, and I took my air hose and I just blew it, so all of those little fine pieces of skins that are typically left in a pistachio shell came out. Would I do this again? Absolutely I would, but like the Osage orange, I would do a 2-to-1 blend. 2 parts pistachio shell, 1 part Osage alder, just to get that volume up, so that when you get 100 grams already, milled up and pucked, you would have a little bit more to shoot. Like the Osage orange, it didn't even fill this flask up with the 100 grams. It came down to about right in here. And by the time I got done shooting the 5 shots, it was down about here. And I've made, like 100 grams with the cherry wood, and it all but filled up this container. So, just based on that, from past experience, I would just cut the pistachio shell, a 2-to-1 blend like I did with the Osage orange. But honestly, I wouldn't be ashamed of bragging on this group whatsoever. But once again, it's the gun. The gun shoots good. So if I go to a rendezvous and I'm using pistachio shell gunpowder and I shoot like shit, it's not the gun, it's me. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope that you'll give this video a thumbs up and a like, and share it with your bestest of buds. Obviously, I have to decide if I want to buy another chronograph, and like I said in the previous video, my homemade black powder making days are all but over. There's no reason or point for me to do this any further, because I've got all the information that I want. all the information that I've secured over the past couple of years doing this. And there again, since I don't have a chronograph, I can't give you guys any more numbers. So anyhow, I guess that's all the rambling that I'm going to do for now, just so that you can see, if you can see it, that's right at 90 grains by weight and volume. 80 grains by weight, that's the amount of volume it takes up in that powder measure. One last thing, just in case anybody's curious, it's 42 degrees out there. Obviously there's no wind, but that's the temperature that I did all this shooting in. So anyhow, thanks for watching, and you guys have a great day. Bye.